home now.
There's a name of a good attorney on there if you ever need one.
I
Last night,
might need a good attorney.
last night. Yeah.
One never knows what I might get into.
City Council will come to order. Call the roll.
Healy.
Present.
Godwin.
Here.
Norris.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
White.
Present.
Willman.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Approval of the minutes. You should have received a copy of the minutes. Any additions or corrections? If not, those will stand approved. Approval of the agenda. We do have a couple items to amend on the agenda. You want to read those?
I can. So there's a supplemental ordinance that we have for appropriation request. There's a typo on that. It should be 9,800. The other amendment would be there was a needed addition for a transfer for the stormwater from maintenance to the utilities line. The utilities were higher than what they had anticipated, so we just need to do a transfer of the cash to the other line and to be able to pay them out of that utility line.
I was trying, I didn't.
So the two things that are added is, the first one was the office supplies line was 9,300 and it needed to be 9,800. That was the typo, that was on my error. And then the transfer ordinance, there's an addition to the transfer ordinance, the stormwater fund, the maintenance line, which is the 2,400 line, we need to transfer $2,500. That's in addition to the other transfer that's already there. We need to transfer $2,500 from the maintenance, stormwater maintenance line to the stormwater utilities line for $2,500. So that's just moving it from one line to another.
Those are the changes for the agenda. I'll take a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to approve the agenda as amended. Discussion? Call the roll.
Healy.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, public hearing. Anyone wishing to address council, please step forward.
I really don't have to put this thing down. I just want to say thank you to the office. When I went in to see Jessica the other day in Kim's office, I needed some information on when the meters were put in, and I found it after about an hour and a half of looking through the minutes, and they talked about it in February of 2013, and I went around and I checked some of my neighbors, and theirs was installed in 2013 and 2014. So that'll give you, so you don't have to go back and look at those minutes. That tells you how old those meters are. That's when they first started putting them in. My one neighbor had his installed in October of 2013. So I know that they were guaranteed for 20 years or prorated or whatever all that means, but I just wanted for my own satisfaction to know how old my meter was. The other thing is, I got a phone call the other day and from a lady who I had been up here probably back in June. She had called me, and I brought this to the attention of the council concerning the marking of the streets there, starting at the stoplight down to the church up there on the hill. She travels that street quite often, and she says you cannot see the center lines, you cannot see the edge lines. So the other night I was over on Magnolia pet sitting, and I left their house at 10:30 at night, and I came down that street, and yeah, can't see one line. And so she asked me about a week ago, she said, when are they going to paint them? And I said, well, I've already brought it to their attention, but I will bring it again. So don't make me the Karen or the bad person or whatever. She just called and said, we noticed it and we still don't see any difference. So I guess that would probably be a Mr. Delk question. And here we go. So that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
So we do have it on the books for this year. It'll be yet this fall. Just spoke to the contractor at the end of last week. He's supposed to get back with us in the next couple of weeks to give us a date of when they'll be here to do it.
Very good. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. President. Ryan, what is the problem with that paint situation? Because we had that same discussion last year. We painted them.
Yep.
But they just didn't seem to have any longevity to what we put down.
Right. So paint just doesn't last as long as thermo. So thermo is more like the plastic coating. So thermo is twice as expensive, but lasts 3 times as long as paint. And I think it's just the amount of travel that you get on that road. So what it is, when you do either, they put glass beads in the paint, and that's what gives you your reflective characteristics. Well, the more traffic and the more you run over those glass beads, the faster they go away. I think it just really has to do with traffic you put them on a street that doesn't have as much traffic, you'll get a lot longer life out of it. One at North Broadway, it gets a lot of traffic, it's not gonna last near as long.
But it seems like West Road doesn't have that problem. Wagner doesn't seem to be that kind of a problem. It just seemed like it was something specific to Broadway.
They're all thermo.
Okay.
All those other ones are thermo.
There we go. And Broadway's not because?
Broadway's not because when they originally reconstructed Broadway, it was done with some grant funding, and at the time they wanted to change the traffic pattern. They wanted to add a turn lane actually when they did that project, and ODOT wouldn't allow it because they didn't do a study on it beforehand. So they ended up just painting it with the intentions of down the road they would grind that off and thermo it differently. That was pre-Ryan in this position.
Yeah.
Or right at it. Absolutely. So I checked into it a couple years later with our engineers, and we determined it wasn't a good idea to switch it and add a turn lane. It just wasn't needed. So next time that we have a thermo crew come in, so it's kind of expensive to get them here, we were going to thermo it, but the paint retrace is much cheaper, so we were going to retrace it.
But the rest of the story is 12 months from now, we'll have the same problem on Broadway again. Unless we do something different, because the paint's not going to,
Yeah,
the longevity of paint is not going to be 10 or 12 months.
right. And you are right. Last year, I think that was 2 years ago, last year.
After I came on council.
Yeah. So yeah, it didn't last, so we'll see if this one holds up any better, and we have some projects next year that are gonna require thermo. So if it doesn't hold up again, then we'll have to thermo it.
I did have one other thing. When I was going down, I went over to Magnolia quite often in the last 10 days. I noticed a tree that is blocking the name Magnolia. Is there any way, right there on North Broadway, can they kind of trim that tree back? It wasn't until I got up to Magnolia that you could see the name Magnolia, because the tree is starting to, and now it still has some leaves on it, but if it gets any bigger, it's going to block that whole street name. So I don't know if somebody could trim back the branches or something, but.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take a look
Have a
at it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Take one of these. Good evening, I'm Curtis Locker. Most of you know me as the Water Department Superintendent. Tonight I want to speak with you about something that affects all of us, and that is the future of our water system. Specifically, I'm here to explain the 5% water rate increase and why it's not only necessary, but forward-thinking and the responsible thing to do. The reality is simple.
Clean, safe, and reliable water doesn't just happen. It takes infrastructure, planning, and investment. And right now, we're facing a series of major projects that we can no longer delay. So please allow me to walk you through some of the critical needs and problems that are already here or looming on the horizon. First, we have a Lime Lagoon cleanout, which is required every other year and comes with a current price tag of $250,000 each time. This number does not account for inflation and the rising cost every other year we do this. This is essential to keep our treatment process operating efficiently and in compliance with environmental regulations. Second, due to the economy, inflation, shipping problems, tariffs, production issues, etc., our chemical costs have increased almost 29% in the last 2 years alone. That is around a $142,000 jump in the wrong direction. Also, starting in 2029, after the completion of our much-needed new industrial park water tower project, we will begin paying back the loan. That payment will run right around $466,000 a year for 30 years. We are also under an Ohio EPA mandate to replace all lead service lines in our system over the next 10 years, starting in 2027. That's an estimated $1.5 million annual cost, and it's not optional. This project is about protecting public health and ensuring safe drinking water for every resident. Furthermore, we have an aging water metering system that will soon need to be overhauled due to the current water meters reaching the ends of their battery lives. This will be an estimated replacement cost of $2.5 million. Then there's our lime slakers, a vital piece of equipment used in water treatment. We have two. Our newest one was installed in 2015. Its backup has been in service since 1980. It's 45 years old. It is being used solely as a backup due to its dependability issues. This in turn causes the newer 2015 model to be ran 24/7 and only taken down for maintenance. We're planning to replace the 1980 slaker at a cost of $600,000. This will help ensure treatment consistency and reliability. Alongside that, we need to invest in a new lime storage silo at an estimated cost of $1.25 million. Our current system is outdated, burdened with maintenance issues, and no longer meets safety standards or our operational demands. Another high priority project is the replacement of the well lines that supply our water treatment plant, an aging system that has reached the end of its service life. This project is estimated at $2.75 million, and it's vital to maintain a reliable source of raw water. The water plant itself is also in need of a security upgrade. New fencing and alarm system and a need for cameras were all flagged in our most recent Homeland Security assessment. This could cost an estimated $100,000. Also, in addition, much like the Southtown water line, a water line replacement to the Northtown will eventually be needed as well. This has an estimated price tag of $5 million. Most of the infrastructure at our water plant was installed in 1980 when the plant was built. A lot of the underground water mains predate even 1980, by a long shot. Think of how much Greenville has grown since 1980. Now think about how much Greenville has grown in the last 100 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we have water mains in our system that are older than 100 years. These are the challenges that face my water department just over the next 15 years alone, and while we tackle today's needs, we must also prepare for tomorrow. In 15 to 20 years, our community will need a new water treatment plant. Based on recent Ohio water treatment plant builds, that facility could cost $65 million to upwards of $95 million. That's not a cost we can afford to push off and deal with later. We need to begin setting aside funds now so that future generations are not burdened with an insurmountable financial challenge. Taken together, these projects represent a major capital investment in our community's water infrastructure. It is this water superintendent's opinion that this 5% increase should even be higher, given all the financial challenges we'll be facing. But I will say, the 5% increase we're proposing is a small step in the right direction that helps us start meeting those obligations responsibly and without taking on unsustainable debt or risking service interruptions. To put it in perspective, for many households, a 5% increase is just a few extra dollars per month. But those few dollars will go directly toward projects to protect our water quality, our health, and our future. In closing, I want to emphasize this. I'm not asking you to raise rates because I simply want you to, or I have a departmental wish list or something along those lines. I am imploring you to raise rates because you absolutely must. Because maintaining a strong, safe water system is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to the long-term well-being of our community.
Thank you.
Kurt, don't, Mr. President. Sure. Kurt, don't. I think what you just went through was excellent. I think that was one of the most concise, simple, straightforward summaries I've heard in here in 2 years.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I like to play with numbers. 29% chemical increase, 5% water rate increase. Help me understand. I don't think we've got nearly enough, is what it comes down to. The 29% increase in chemicals eats up how much of that 5% increase?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Luckily, this year, the 29% is total over the last 2 years.
Right.
This year, it was not as big of a jump. The line tended to, that's normally our big one. That actually stayed okay, and we had a significant decrease in our hypochlorite. I think when you look at the paperwork, the jump this year was actually only about 1 or 2%. The major jump came from the 23 to 24 year that's on there. Line went up almost $100,000 that year. And the main expense that comes with our line, frankly, is the disposal of it. It's just because you have to get rid of the grit somehow, and that costs half as much as what we pay for it. You might as well consider half of that goes for paying for disposal.
Okay, and I'm not sure how to ask this question. What you've shown here is well over $1 million a year incremental additional needed to normal operations,
Absolutely.
plus $500,000 for the loan for the next 30 years,
Starting in 2029, I believe, yes.
2028, 2029, whichever that turns out to be. Putting that into a percentage, what does that mean? Percentage, if all of the things were held equal, what does that mean in terms of an increase that would be needed to offset that?
Well, a rough number, of 5% is about $200,000 a year. So,
So 25%, so 25% is $1 million,
yeah,
or 25% is $1 million.
yeah.
And we got another $500,000 for the loan, so that's 35%.
Yes, sir.
So is that the reality of what we as a city are looking to have to swallow over the course of the next couple of years? And if it is, we need to get it in front of everybody now and say, like it or not, $40 water bills are going to 65 or 70. I mean, that's what we're saying. Is that correct?
According to the most recent rate survey, we are middle of the pack, basically, for all of the towns around us.
Don't disagree. Don't disagree.
So
But we need to let people know what's coming.
I will say the difference is the towns that are at the top of that pack have new water treatment facilities and wastewater plants to show for it.
I'm in total agreement. I'm not here to, but we need to let people understand and be aware that we're looking over the course of the next 5 years to see minimum water bills going from $40 to $70 and $80 a month. That's a reality, whether we like it or not.
And a lot of that stuff is completely mandated by the EPA. Like I'm saying, and none of it is a want. It's stuff we need.
And that's the way I read it. That's what I saw here. But that's what we're really saying as a group is, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, put on your big boy pants because rates are going to darn near double in the next 5 years. And that's really what we're saying. And that doesn't even take into account incremental additional chemicals and inflation and other costs.
Yeah, that doesn't even add in the operations. Like,
That's just looking at this and the loan. Everybody understand that?
And I just encourage people to keep in mind, this is for your drinking water. This is not for luxury items or recreational things. This is for something you are ingesting and using every day.
I do know that New Madison, of course, they have water and sewer, and the trash is in it. My sister lives in New Madison, so that's how I know, and it's a little over $100 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, when I lived in Piqua, they did the same thing.
I just came from Walla Walla, Washington, and there's people there getting $200 a month water bills. I mean, it's reality, and Greg, thanks for pointing all that out, because we got to get in front of this. We've been saying that all along, and Even the 3% increases that we've been laying out there has been a little bit of a help, but the chemical costs and all these other costs just kind of ate that up, and we got to get in front of this stuff now.
And I'll just say in closing too, like, I highly encourage anybody on council who would love to come tour the plant, to please come tour it. Miss Ely did it. We had a good time.
We did. It's an interesting place to visit.
All right.
How do we best communicate this? So just us sitting here talking about it isn't the answer. How do we get this in front of the bigger picture? Because we haven't yet talked about the solids plant loan that's going to be probably another $1 million a year, potentially, that's going to have to fall under water sewer bills, which is, if 5% is 200, that $1 million is another 25%. Or 25, yeah.
Yeah, 25 total.
We're pushing that $100 number now.
Easy.
And how do we, so that it doesn't come as a surprise when it hits?
You could probably put some kind of a little summary explanation of this inside the water bills. I don't know how it should get to everybody, but that's not going to guarantee they read it.
I understand.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We need to start.
Got to get it out there.
In a
They
big
got to understand it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt, nice job.
Curtis, great job.
Anyone else wishing to address council? If not, we'll move on to administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Just one thing that I want to talk about, we're working on our Veterans Day Parade committee of veterans that I work with at the American Legion. We're putting the parade together. Obviously, it's going to be on Tuesday, November 11th at 11 o'clock. We've got, our speaker is going to be State Representative Jonathan Newman, and we got a lot of the organizations, St. Mary's School is going to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance and all that, involving some kids in the community. So want to just urge everyone to come on down to the veterans on Tuesday, November 11th. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Safety Service Director, Mr. Delk.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please bear with me, and I have quite the list. I will start with our electric and gas aggregation. Gas aggregation letters have begun to go out this week, so a lot of residents have started to see those. That is a variable rate that will be a 2% savings on the standard choice offer honored by CenterPoint. So if you go to Apples, they will put on there the last 2 months of SCO. So that's when you get your bill, you can tell that you're paying 2% less than that if you choose to opt in. I encourage everyone to go out to an Apples type website and look. There are a lot of different options out there. I would just say be very careful. A lot of them have a monthly fee. A lot of them have a termination fee. So it's not an easy one. And on gas right now, the market just is not very stable. That's why our consultant decided this was probably our best route to go right now. He does plan to come to the meeting once we see how many people opt out and he gets all the numbers and speak on the gas and the electric. The electric aggregation, so gas is going to be with Archer Energy. Electric is going to be with Dynegy. Those opt-out letters will go out next week, and you won't start until December. You'll still I'll be under the current rate until December, and then that rate is going to go to 0.889 per kilowatt, and that is through June of 2027 on the electric aggregation. Yes, sir.
The gas is just a straightforward 2% below SCO.
Yes.
Just no other math in it. SCO less 2%.
Yep.
Okay.
And so just for my edification,
Yep.
so if I get my letter and I read my letter and I decide not to opt out, I do nothing.
Do
right?
nothing, correct.
I do nothing.
Yep.
And so,
That is correct. And And if someone doesn't receive an opt-out letter, that typically means that they're already in another contract that they've signed up somewhere along the lines. We get a lot of those questions, and Nancy has been fielding calls the last couple of days because of the opt-out letter. So they won't send you an opt-out letter if you're already in a contract with someone other than the city aggregation program. Like if you've gotten on Apples to Apples and signed up for a 12-month contract somewhere else, you won't receive an opt-out letter.
If you're on the SCO.
You will. Yep.
Okay, so let's say I am on another program,
Okay.
and I decide I'd rather go with the city, then I have to make arrangements to cancel that program, and
Correct.
that's on me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
just wanted to make sure.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So project updates, phase 3 sidewalks, we're in what we're considering section 3. So we're about 3/4 of the way complete with that project, which is everything south of Russ Road. Probably here at the end of October, we'll have all that finished up. And then in November, we're going to go out and start marking phase 4, which is kind of Water Street, 3rd, 4th, 5th, John Smith area east of the city building over here. Pavers, I just heard from them this week. They were planning on starting next week, but they're pushed back, so they're going to be here October 20th to begin the maintenance paving project. Water tower, they're going to be on site either later this week or next week and start with site prep out in the area. Solids handling, we're still pouring concrete. We're going to be pouring concrete until the end of October. At the end of October, the metal building package for the biosolids storage is supposed to be in, and they're going to start erecting that building. The mayor and I and Mr. Sturgill's here as well, so we have monthly scoping meetings, and at our meeting last week, we were talking just about concrete and rebar, and we just thought this was very interesting. So there is 374 tons of rebar. It was 44 truckloads to bring in. 3,000 yards of concrete is what will end up being poured out there. So you can get about 9 yards on a concrete truck, so do the math. It's
Is it 3,000?
3,000 yards. And then the water tower, we met with our contractor just the base of the water tower is going to be 700 yards of concrete. That's before they start actually building the structure up. It's just the base that it's housed on. So a lot of dollars in steel and concrete to get going there.
So it's a city, concrete city.
Yeah, it's 3,000 yards. It's a big number, but thought it was very interesting information to share. Our tank repairs that are currently going on out at the water treatment plant, they've gotten most of the structures repaired. So if you've happened to go by there, they have a large pressure washer out there right now and knocking all the paint off of all the old tanks and clear well, and then they'll begin to paint those, and we'll get that project wrapped up. Just to give you an update on the fire training facility, they're currently going to start moving dirt here at the end of the week and doing site prep, and then the containers are ordered and they're due in next April-May timeframe. Really, once the containers get here, it'll be a pretty quick process, few days to set those containers in place. They have a lot of site work and concrete pours to do beforehand, but thought you guys would be interested in where they are with that one. Schweitzer Street project, so we've been talking about this a lot. I met with ODOT and our right-of-way consultant, or hopeful to be right-of-way consultant last week. So originally, it was designed to have one-way traffic for the duration of the project. We never liked that from the get-go, and we've been kind of working back and forth on a way to get around that. We just got word last week that we're going to be able to break it up into 4 phases. And so it'll be phase 1 will be two-way traffic. Phase 2, which we will allow no longer than 60 days, will be one way. So you'll only be able to come in 49. You won't be able to go southbound, just northbound. And then phase 3 and 4 will be back to two-way traffic again. Still a long ways out on construction. We're just in the temporary right-of-way phase, but we wanted to get all this figured out on the front end, so when we go to all the businesses to get that temporary right-of-way, we have answers for them. We have sent mailers out to try to inform them the best that we can, and I'm working with the consultant on, most likely I will probably go with him when we do the temporary easements to be able to answer questions on the project. So the next, we have from now until December 31st of 2026 to close all those temporary right-of-way deals. And then the funding's supposed to come in July of 2027, and then we'll bid the project. And then the goal is to start the project late fall, early winter of 2027 is where the Schweitzer Street project stands. Let's see here, what else? Had a park board meeting prior to this meeting. We just discussed park hours with them. The park board decided to make all parks 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., excluding special events. They are, we're going to work on updating all, which we think our website's good, but trying to update Google and all the ones that you check on, and then order some signage for those parks as well. So YOLO Park will also be 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
So you're going to adjust the restroom to match the park hours?
Yes. And there are actually, we bought some decals. We're going to buy, I think actually they're already at the main park for park hours on the, that are decaled to the restroom doors, so for the time lock portion of it. The mayor and I attended the load and lock storage, which is the old Marsh building, ribbon cutting today. You know, and we kind of talked about a little bit this afternoon, kind of where that building is. You know, everybody knows where it is, but I was in a community last night to go watch a volleyball game, and I drove by a certain building that I think our building could have looked like on State Route 36. That was a bit dilapidated. And what they've done with that, you know, John Bumgarner, our past president, and Bill Coomer, what they've done with that building and revitalizing it, and Subway, and now they have this load and lock, and then they're going to move their Troy Sunshade business there. Like, it's really a blessing for Greenville. I mean, we could be sitting there that close to our downtown with a building that looks like that other one. So it was, I just thought it was big to recognize them and what they have done for that building. You know, obviously there are a lot of people in the city of Greenville who put a lot of time and effort into their businesses, but just because we had the ribbon cutting today, and I happened to drive by the other one last night, I thought it was fresh on my mind.
And the repaving of the lot too, that looks, makes it look so much the better. It's all about curb appeal, right?
Legislation-wise, I just want to hit on a couple things. Mainly, there are a lot of items that are under transit. And some of these items under transit, we have deadlines for, the biggest one being the application with ODOT for the grant is due the 1st of November. So if we can't get through these, this resolution, we're going to have to try to get another meeting scheduled so we can get extra readings. Also, the software, our software expires at the end of this month, so we're trying to get this new VIA software implemented. And just some information that I was looking over today, you know, transit's always one that I look at pretty closely financially wise, because it's a very tough business to be in when you talk about finances. And if I did my math correctly, and I believe I did, we're going to finish out the year with about $1 million in revenue, which is going to be about $40,000 over estimated. We estimated $960,000. We should finish out the year around $950,000 in expenses, and we have a carryover of about, should have a carryover of about $450,000 going into 2026. Yes, sir.
How does
Tell
that,
you have a question.
probably is not a good time to ask it. But with the 80% recovery and the 50% recovery from ODOT and state, how do you end up with more revenue than expense? Because you're getting your grant or your supplement
Yep.
based upon the amount of money you spent that you didn't cover with revenue. So you, mathematically, you can't get more than, you can't have a positive number unless it's just a timing issue.
No, you can. So it's contract revenue, it's fare box tokens, and it's the $70,000 that the city puts in.
But that all comes off before you start calculating the 80/20 with the grant, isn't it, Kim?
That's cash first.
That comes first. That comes off first. So we can't, I don't, from what we went through before, I don't know how we come out on the positive side.
Well, that's what
We still get, like, even though we do a contract, we still get 50/50 match on our grant. The contract revenue is just extra. But we still get a 50% reimbursement on our total operation. So while we're doing those total operations and then we're doing a contract, we're still bringing in funds from that contract revenue.
Okay, it was my understanding when we had the big powwow that came off first. If you had $1 million of expense and you had 200,000 of income, then you split the 800,000 80/20, more or less, so that the 70,000 that the city put in helped offset the 20% that we paid when ODOT was giving us the other 80. Kim, I'm not probably saying that exactly right, but all revenues came off the top.
I thought that we got about a contract. The contract was the cash,
Correct.
right? That
Yes.
came above. The contract is what we earn above what the reimbursement is.
But the reimbursement is based on, well, 50/50 is based on operation. So if we have $100,000 in operations, we'll be reimbursed 50% of that. Okay?
Regardless of what the income is?
Absolutely. Because it's on operations. It's what it's costing us to operate. And then on the maintenance side, it's 80/20. So if we have, $100,000 worth of maintenance to vehicles, then we get reimbursed $80,000 of that. I mean, in simple terms.
Okay.
So that's how.
Plus, I'll say too, this year, we caught up on a lot of the bus repairs that we needed to last year. So that also helped the revenue to stay stable.
Other than that, I will answer any questions on these 14 ordinances.
Or anything else, right?
Or anything else. Absolutely.
I have 4 items,
Oh, boy.
and actually a 5th one I'm going to throw in here.
Okay.
We've talked in this setting on multiple occasions now about downtown restrooms.
Okay.
Any progress, any direction, anything with, how we're going to better serve our businesses with,
I'll give you the Mr. Delk opinion if you want that.
I just want to know what we're going to do.
Well, maybe that's what we're going to do too. We'll see. Here's my take on it. I look at it, we've invested $250,000 in the Yolo Park restrooms, and I know downtown business will say, well, it's at the wrong end. So if
The other end would be at the wrong end too.
Right, absolutely. So this is my take on it, and I know this can't work for all businesses, but as a business owner, if you open your restrooms to the public, wouldn't that bring people into your business to possibly shop on their way back to the restroom? Like, it makes a little more logical sense than for us to invest in a second restroom downtown that we have to clean, maintain, in a different location. And quite honestly, I've looked into this a little bit. You really have two options. One is buy or lease a building, downtown and rehab it and have, I guess, midway restrooms or this end restrooms, whatever you want to call them. And the second option would be like a mobile event trailer that we've looked into. They get quite expensive, but that's option B. But the Mr. Delk opinion is, like, as a business owner, and there are problems that come with that. I will be the first to admit, and I know it's not my business, but like, I just think that would help pull people in if you allow people to use your restrooms.
But in reality, many of our business restrooms aren't proper for the public to use.
Right.
I mean, because they're in the back of a storeroom, or, I mean, I think that's a non-flyable.
You're right, absolutely.
Because
I
like your logic, and your logic is good, but it doesn't fit. I mean, you start talking about handicapped accessible, and you talk about where in the store and blah, blah, blah. So I still think we have an obligation to the businesses downtown to come up with something, to come back to them with something. And what I wanted to bring up with that is, I was told, could be true, could be false,
Okay, let's hear it.
that there's still a way to close off the bottom of the courthouse and make that accessible from the outside without getting into the courthouse. Now, I don't know that, but I was told that's possible.
Back in the day, you could.
They had it open at one time.
That's,
Yeah.
so,
I don't even know where they are. I mean,
What kind of hours they?
Yeah, they're all
They're
right
outside
together.
of what the courthouse is. So part of it's because it's past the security checkpoint, metal detector for courthouse
but
security.
isn't there another entrance on the other side to get to the lower level where there were restrooms?
So you cannot get into the courthouse at all without going through the metal detector at the main entrance.
Okay. I still,
But they are public, and I guess what we just said, there are public restrooms that are available during courthouse hours, 8 to 4 that you can use there. The city building is open from 8 to 4 and then Friday. And so there are public restrooms that are available in certain limited times in other areas than just Yellow Park as well.
Yeah, and Main Street, Greenville's restroom is available, 10 to 2, provided, on Wednesdays, I'm always there, or I try to be there on Wednesdays. And we have a lot of restroom traffic, that's,
down there.
so, but I think maybe just letting, maybe somebody doing a little piece on, if you need to find the restroom, here's where you could find them, in just kind of synopsis of hours or something.
And I think it's a branded, path to travel. But I can give him all the options that we have.
I know it was brought before us, and I think we've never closed the loop with any kind of a formal answer to our downtown businesses. I think we owe them one. Even if that,
and I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't here that night, but I don't remember it being brought up
yeah, it did somewhere.
to council.
I don't remember.
Thought it was.
I,
I don't remember that either.
where were we? Oh,
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying,
I thought there was a
because we're both going down there at thoughts, but so we'll have to think about
Okay.
where were we?
I'm going to skip over cats for tonight and move right on. Well, it might be worth having a discussion. Back to Curtis's thing with the water, and we talked about 5% equals $200,000. That's 5% based upon what our current base of something.
average bill.
Okay, but as the bills grow, the percentage gets smaller. So somewhere I think it would be good if we're talking about $1 million and another $500,000 and another $1 million, that we frame that in dollars per consumer or per water bill, per residential application, per whatever we want to per it to, as we want to communicate this forward, to frame that. Because I think we're in a really good place to get that out there, and we got to get the numbers. I sitting here playing with the 5% number, and it didn't work once I kept going up because the base kept getting bigger. So
That was a round
I understand,
average,
but
yeah.
even round, we need to work something up that frames that to the best of our ability with Kim's help.
Because that's just, alls that is residential, average residential bill. That doesn't include any of your industrial or commercial applications.
I agree. For the sake of time, pavers out in front of our building. We've talked about that for over the past 4 months.
Yep.
Last year, it looked like not very good. I could clear that. This year, it doesn't look any better. We said we were going to do it this summer.
We're gonna do it this fall. We're trying to get the sidewalks and the pavers, right? We're finishing up some items we have to do for the pavers to come in, and then they're gonna move up here. Well, actually, they're gonna move to the water plant and do the driveway next of the bulk water station. And then when they get the bulk water station done, which I think they're gonna start next week, they're gonna come up here and start working on the pavers, and then they're gonna pour a pad over here next to the mural.
So by the next council meeting, we should have it done, right?
We'll be real close.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Anything else?
Nope, I'm good, I'll pass.
All right. Moving on, Law Director, Mr. Reedman.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I just wanted to touch on two of the pieces of legislation that Mr. Delk didn't speak about. One is the transit policy for drug, alcohol, job descriptions, contact info. I didn't want council to think that we didn't have any policies on the books. We do have general policies. This came out through the ODOT audit that they wanted a specific transit policy, and so this is kind of just to appease them in that. But we've already got policies in place for any worker that's within the city of Greenville.
Them who?
ODOT, through their audit. And then lastly, the last piece of legislation is amending ordinance 25215. What that does is, currently we have certain employees that if they've exhausted paid time off for military leave, we grant a certain number of hours. If they exceed that, they are unpaid, but for kind of accounting purposes, this just lets them accrue their vacation and their sick time. We still don't pay them, we don't pay any insurance premiums, it's just vacation and sick time accrual so that they kind of stay on schedule with where they are employment-wise, where they're at.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
Mr. Law Director?
Yes, sir.
The ODOT, the new alcohol and job description stuff
Yep.
from ODOT, this is their
recommendation.
This is their
That's correct.
Policy.
and you're putting that in place of the policy we had before,
So technically, we didn't have a transit policy specific to this.
just an employee policy.
Exactly right.
So this is now, the other policy stays with our employees, and this one only goes to our transit employees.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Moving on, Auditor, Mrs. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do have, well, I'll go over the supplemental, and we kind of talked about that earlier, but the supplemental and the transfer. So we do have the transfer for the insurance. The warning sirens also fell short in the utility line, so we have that amount needing to be increased. The tree planting obviously was through donations, and we are getting ready to purchase those trees, so we had to use an appropriation for those funds, and then the transit insurance. The transfer ordinance, the $40,000 transfer from office supplies to other supplies is for the chemicals, the increase in the chemical costs this year. And the professional services, we needed a permit for the storm for the project that's going on out there. So that money was not really something that we accounted on for the year. So that's what those are for. Then for now is just the insurance amount that was exceeding what we had appropriated for. So the supplemental takes care of the money, then for now takes care of the permission to make the payment. Does anybody have a question on that?
Mr. President, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
The then and now,
Yes.
is that within what we talked about in our last meeting? This is not above and beyond the
That is correct.
326 or whatever that magic number that we talked about in here.
That's correct. That number stayed the same, the 320 for the overall insurance. What I neglected to put in the budget was the cyber because it was new and we had put it in on a separate purchase order. But the total that is included was the total we discussed the other meeting, is still the same total.
So the total included is within the number we budgeted or above the number we budgeted?
The number we talked about for the renewal, that number is still the same. The number we budgeted, I did not include the cyber because it was a separate policy that came later on, and we appropriated the money later on last year. So I neglected to put it in the 2025 budget. So it was not appropriated in the
So in essence, you budgeted 316, but you forgot the 9,000 and the 1,000 to make it the 326?
Yes.
So it's an actual increase to budget?
Yes.
To our budget?
Yes, it is.
What was the other one? Oh, the chemicals.
Yes.
What you said is we under budgeted chemicals,
There was
but we
a,
over budgeted supplies, so we're moving money from
there's
office
money in
supplies.
supplies that they did not need. There, I'm not sure, I did not go back and look line by line why that was more, but instead of appropriating more money from the cash, what was decided as we would transfer the money, because we had
I'm
already
okay with that. It just-
appropriated that.
But the point is, we didn't budget enough to cover chemicals, is what I'm trying to get to,
Correct, they were higher than what we had anticipated for the year, yes.
even though we had like a 30% increase in our,
It was for the lime only.
okay.
And it could have been, I don't know if Curtis remembers what he didn't spend the supply on, but do you know? Because I didn't look into
So the lime was due to all the spring rains. We were on wells a lot longer than we anticipated, so we used a lot more lime.
Okay.
And Curtis, correct me if I'm wrong, but the supplies was, we budgeted because we thought we were gonna have to spend money for a lead line consultant, and ODOT ended up supplying us with a consultant as a grant.
Not ODOT,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, EPA,
EDA, yeah.
one of those organizations.
But yes, we had
The initial-
more than enough money in the water department total, the water fund.
In the
total,
actual budget,
in the budget. We just had extra fat in the office supplies
because it was unneeded, yes,
and a shortfall in the chemicals.
yes,
So, okay,
yes. But it did not affect the overall bottom line of that budget.
got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the other thing I have two more things. I need to request a committee assignment for a funding request I received on community funds. And the last thing I have is October 21st, our next council meeting, we will have the quarterly review of the finance at 7. So Jessica will send out that notice, but I wanted to remind everybody tonight so they would be able to put that on their calendar. So I do have a committee assignment, or ask for committee assignment for this community funds request of $358.18.
When would you like that back?
It's a reimbursement, so as soon as whatever anybody's schedule could allow, we could get it done and move on, right?
Yeah, we don't have a time restraint. It's for the shuffleboard courts, the
Pickleball courts.
shuffleboard. It was for supplies for them.
Don't be
and
starting any
They
race.
didn't understand how it was supposed to work, so they bought these supplies and thought I could just give them a check, and I can't.
Just take it out of your pocket.
Right.
Don't you have a slush fund?
Mr. Willman, is that your committee? for the
What was it?
Community funds,
community fund.
Community funds.
Yeah, it's finance.
it's finance.
Oh, okay.
It's you. Okay. You want to just,
Could you, when do you think you could have that back?
Who's on it? I don't know.
Mr. White, with you?
and Leon?
Mr. Rogers, Mr. White, and you.
Have it back? Well, you got it in, right? You got an application.
I do.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure by,
We have to post that before we have the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, 24 hours. We're going to just say, let's take care of it.
Okay, that's fine.
First meeting in
First
November.
meeting in November, sound good?
yeah, I'm double checking.
Let's
That's
set that.
the 4th, right?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
One other question, Ms. Davis.
Yes.
What was the income tax number compared to last year for the
Currently,
month of September?
I had that, I think I left that on my desk. I just got that and we are reviewing it and we did close out for the month of September, so I can send that on to you after.
That's great. I didn't know, I
Yeah,
thought maybe.
it's looking good. I mean, everything's still holding its own.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, we'll move on. Committee reports, nothing scheduled tonight. Ordinances and resolutions. The first one, we have a resolution adopting the transit policies. This was already given first and second reading.
Resolution adopting transit policies for additional passenger rules and regulations and no-shows. This resolution adopts the additional passenger rules and regulations and no-show policies for the transit department.
That's the third reading.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. Delk, Mr. Law Director, Mr. Reaman, what's different with this than the old?
So under the first transit policy that were there, currently we didn't necessarily have a no-show penalty and there weren't restrictions to kind of escalate if you continue to, what I'll say is abuse the system. This puts in writing that there's penalties involved and we can stop rides essentially in the future. That's part of what that first transit policy was. And
Because
then-
here we've got a whole bunch of different subcategories of rules and regulations now.
I wouldn't call them a bunch, but there are some. And it typically is to address problems, but yes.
Okay, so,
And so, Paul, like one of the things, excessive trips, you're limited to 4 trips a day. And it doesn't happen often, but every now and again we get calls that just repeat people calling constantly. The goal of the transit is to serve the majority of the community. So until we have a written policy that says that, as it stands right now, we have no way to say, nope, you can't have your 5th or 6th trip. We adopt a policy that allows us to do that.
so in essence, we really didn't have a policy for transit rules and regulations before.
We have rules and regulations. We didn't have policies within the rules and regulations to identify these specific issues that we're having. And so this is expanding upon the rules and regulations we have to cover these specific topics
So this is not a standalone, this is an add-on to.
to the rest of the transit rules and regulations. That's correct. Just like the drug and alcohol policy that you're going to approve later gets added to the rest of the transit policies.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Wellman.
Yes.
Okay, number 2, we have a supplemental ordinance.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Greenville, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. The supplemental ordinance allows for appropriations in the General Fund, Park Fund, and Public Transportation Fund, and the sum as follows. Office supplies administration in the amount of $9,800. These funds needed appropriated for the renewal of the cyber insurance policy for the 2025/2026 policy term. Utilities warning sirens in the amount of $1,500. These funds need appropriated for the remainder of funds due in 2025 for the city warning sirens. New trees/planting in the amount of $9,563.50. These funds need appropriated to purchase trees for the park and were provided for through donations. Insurance transit in the amount of $1,120. These funds need appropriated for the insurance renewal payment due for the 2025/2026 policy term.
Move to suspend the rules on this ordinance, give it second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Roman.
Yes.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt the ordinance. Discussion?
Mr. President, Ms. Kim, Ms. Davis. The tree planting is basically just a transfer. It's not an add, right, correct?
Correct. That's money that we have received that we did not count for revenue, and we are just appropriating it so we can
It's just
now spend it.
it's a no effect on the budget.
That is correct.
Are the other three items increases to the budget?
The,
The 93, 98, 15,
yes, the
11,
98
20?
is, the 15 is, and the 1120 is.
So these are all budget increases to our $33 million bottom line budget,
Yes.
of which we said we had budgeted more than enough, so we wouldn't have to come back to council for money, but in the 10th month, we're coming back for more money.
That, yes, because I did not include that. I could have transferred it from another fund or another line item, but chose not to. There is money that was budgeted that we could have nickel and dimed the lines to get it to there, but our revenue is secure enough that it was unnecessary.
Okay. Okay.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
No.
Roman.
Yes.
Okay, number 3, we have a transfer ordinance.
An ordinance for the transfer of funds among the appropriations of the various funds of the city of Greenville. This transfer ordinance allows for a transfer in the Waterworks System Revenue Fund and the Stormwater Fund, and the sum as follows. $40,000 from office supplies water to other supplies water. These funds need transferred due to the need for more chemicals, lime for the water plant. $2,500 from professional services storm to office supplies storm. These funds need transferred for an MS4 permit and any other charges through December 31st. And $2,500 from maintenance storm to utilities storm. These funds need appropriated for the increase in utilities through the end of the year.
Motion to suspend the rules on this ordinance and read it by title only, second, third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
An ordinance for the transfer of funds among the appropriations of the various funds of the city of Greenville. An ordinance for the transfer of funds among the appropriations of the various funds of the city of Greenville.
Move to adopt the ordinance?
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adopt the ordinance. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
Number 4, we have a resolution to authorize a then and now certificate.
A resolution authorizing a then and now certificate for Littman Thomas Insurance Agency Incorporated. This resolution authorizes a then and now certificate for the Littman Thomas Insurance Agency invoice in the amount of $9,824 for the cyber insurance policy renewal from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
Motion to suspend the rules on this resolution and read it by title only, second, third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this resolution a second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Abstain.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
Okay, we don't have enough, so we will move on. Number 5.
Mr. President, before we move, we still have discussion, correct? Just for clarification.
We can.
Okay. Here it was 93, over here it was 98, over here it was 98.24, which is 98.24.
There's money still left in the fund. The actual bill is $9,824. The 93 was an error on my part.
Okay,
So then I.
that was this,
Mhm.
okay, and then this would have changed to 98, but then the 98.24 is the actual
the
amount.
actual bill.
That was all I was trying to get to.
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Moving on then to number 5, resolution authorize then and now certificate.
A resolution authorizing a then and now certificate for Littman Thomas Insurance Agency Incorporated. This resolution authorizes a then and now certificate for the Littman Thomas Insurance Agency invoice in the amount of $1,120 for the insurance renewal from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
Move to suspend the rules and give this resolution a second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris,
Abstain.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
Okay, well, not enough there to suspend. We'll move on to number 6, a resolution authorizing Safety Service Director to enter into software contract.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director and/or Transit Director to enter into a contract with Via Mobility LLC for transit software and software installation services. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director or Transit Director to enter into a contract with Via Mobility LLC for the rendering of professional services and software in 2025.
Motion to suspend the rules on this resolution and read it by title only, second, third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Willman.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director and/or Transit Director to enter into a contract with Via Mobility LLC for transit software and software installation services. Resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director and/or Transit Director to enter into a contract with Via Mobility LLC for transit software and software installation services.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Delk,
Yes, sir.
$74,920.
Yes, sir.
That's about 25,000 of installation and about 50,000 of annual operating expense, right?
Correct.
What's the benefit?
The benefit is our current system is about 9 years old. It's EcoLane. We are spending, I think it's $20,000 a year on that software now. It is outdated. It sends the drivers to the wrong places. It's not efficient. It does not give us access to reports. It is not easy to switch. The customer service is not good. Via, we have met with them multiple times. We've looked at a lot of different software options. So this is going to make transit more efficient and be able to supply council with more reports.
Is it going to save anything?
Efficiency will save us funds, yes.
But only if we reduce something. Efficiency only pays if we reduce something.
Right.
Will it help us to reduce drivers?
It's possible.
Reduce downtime. I mean, that's part of the routing software.
But
And it could create additional income by allowing for more rides to the extent that they are efficient. So one part of efficiency, yes, is to reduce something, but if you can increase capacity through efficiency, then you can generate.
Only if you have only if you have more need than supply.
Correct.
Okay. Have you seen this system working?
Yes. And this also, 44,000 of this in 2025 is provided from an ODOT grant.
ODOT grant. Inside of the 74?
Yes. So we have a $44,000 grant that we can utilize yet this year, which will cover the 50,000 for the rest of the year, which is the 25,000 onboarding, and then they're going to bill us for the other 25,000 within this 6 months, and then next year we'll have 25,000 due in the first 6 months of 2026.
I don't want to beat a dead horse. Is this Via Mobility a recommendation from ODOT?
Yeah, it's one of their preferred
So it's kind of part
software.
of their study that they did to tell us all the things we could, should, would, might, maybe, possibly want to do.
Part of it, yes.
To grow to be the biggest transportation company in the world.
I don't know, biggest, best and most efficient.
So we're going to spend 30,000 more and hope we get a benefit per year, basically. We're going to increase our software operating costs from 20 to 50
Yeah,
after you get past the grant.
yep. So also we receive a 50-50 split.
That falls into the 50-50 split?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to increase by 15. Okay.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
No.
Willman.
Yes.
All right, moving on, number 7, a resolution to adopt the revised transit policies.
A resolution adopting revised transit policies for drug and alcohol testing and discipline, driver job descriptions, and transit contacts. This resolution adopts the updated transit policies for drug and alcohol testing, driver job descriptions, and transit contact information.
Motion to suspend the rules on this resolution, read it by title only, second, third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion. Call the roll.
Neely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
A resolution adopting revised transit policies for drug and alcohol testing and discipline, driver job descriptions, and transit contacts. A resolution adopting revised transit policies for drug and alcohol testing and discipline, driver job descriptions, and transit contacts.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the resolution. Discussion.
Mr. President, Mr. Dell.
Yes, sir.
Is this a paperwork exercise, or is this something that we actually are going to do as far as drug and alcohol testing, or do we do today?
We already do, but it's a paper exercise to make sure that the language is what ODOT is used to seeing. And so it's standard language provided by them. We already do all this drug and alcohol testing.
At hiring only, or ongoing?
So we do ongoing if needed, especially if there's any accidents. And at hiring, yes.
And all transit rides are random. They send us once a month, we have to send a different driver for testing.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Neely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
Okay, number 8, resolution to authorize filing an application with ODOT for grants.
A resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the Ohio Department of Transportation by the City of Greenville, Ohio for grants through the U.S. Federal Transit Administration, FTA, and the State of Ohio as authorized under federal transit laws and State of Ohio laws, executing a contract with the Ohio Department of Transportation upon project approval. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to file an application with ODOT for grants for the U.S. FTA program.
Move to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Neely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the Ohio Department of Transportation by the City of Greenville, Ohio for grants to the U.S. Federal Transit Administration, FDA, and the State of Ohio as authorized under federal transit laws and State of Ohio laws, executing a contract with the Ohio Department of Transportation upon project approval. A resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the Ohio Department of Transportation by the City of Greenville, Ohio for grants to the U.S. Federal Transit Administration, FTA, and the State of Ohio as authorized under federal transit laws and State of Ohio laws, executing a contract with the Ohio Department of Transportation upon project approval.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
It's at the end.
Call the roll.
Hold on a sec, because I didn't see that one. Simple words, what is it?
This is our funding grant for transit for ODOT's 2027 that we're applying for now that would take effect in July of 2026, which ODOT considers their 2027. So July 2026.
This is their
to July.
50/50, 80/20?
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Neely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
All right, number 9, resolution to approve bids for water and sewer plant chemicals.
A resolution approving bids for contracts for water and sewer plant chemicals for use and delivery in 2026. This resolution approves the bids from Carmuse Lime and Stone, Universe Solutions USA, USA LCO, Shandon Chemical Corporation, PBS Technologies, Hawkins Inc., and Air Products and Chemicals for water and sewer plant chemicals in 2026.
Move to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Neely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Spellman.
Yes.
A resolution approving bids for contracts for water and sewer plant chemicals for use and delivery in 2026. A resolution approving bids for contracts for water and sewer plant chemicals for use and delivery in 2026.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Delp, page 2 of this is the chart showing the winning bidders.
Yep.
And their quotes.
Yes.
Do we have any, and this is for 2026?
No, this expires at the end of October.
This is for calendar year 2026.
Doesn't it expire at the end of October, our chemical bids, guys? It's in December, okay. So yeah, you're right, December 2026. I was thinking expired now.
So this would be for our next budget year.
Correct.
Now, it would be, I think, helpful for all of us to be able to compare those numbers to the numbers we have in 2025. I mean, this is just numbers, but not a point of reference. You understand what I'm headed?
I
think
can
it's on
email
that
those
sheet
out.
that-
Is it on the,
Packet I gave you had 2025 on it.
the sheet that Curtis just passed out?
Oh, the other
today?
package.
I think it has it on there. Yeah, the water plant.
The one you just passed out, Curtis,
So each one of those, okay,
Is listed.
okay. 5%, 2%, 2%, 1%, 30%, 4%. Small numbers. So we have basically no significant increases, in going into 2026 from 2025.
Not on the chemical side, no.
Okay, that's, Wade, Curtis?
No, like I said, in the sheets, like our biggest jump was from the previous year. This year was very low.
24 to 25 was fairly large.
Yeah, we had a big line increase that year, the 25 to 26, it's low.
Great. So that will reflect that accordingly in the budget. Thank you. Didn't
We
see.
don't have a wet spring.
You can only budget what you know, not what the weatherman says.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
Number 10, resolution awarding contract for water main replacement.
A resolution awarding the construction contract for water main replacement for Green Street, Arc Avenue, and Chippewa. This resolution accepts the bid from Milcon Concrete, Inc. for the water main replacement project for Green Street, Arc Avenue, and Chippewa.
Make a motion to suspend the rules on this resolution and read it by title only, second and third time.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
A resolution awarding the construction contract for water main replacement for Green Street, Arc Avenue, and Chippewa. Resolution awarding the construction contract for water main replacement for Green Street, Arc Avenue, and Chippewa.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Dell,
Yes, sir.
how does the 1.49778 equate, compare to the engineer's estimate?
3% higher. Actually, it was like 2.8, I think.
Milcron was the low bidder,
Correct.
budgeted?
Yes.
Any other
All
discussion?
covered in the budget.
Yes, sir.
Okay. To be spent this year?
They have until May of 2026 to complete the project,
So it's
so.
in the 2025 budget, partially spent in 2025, partially spent in 2026?
Yep.
Thank you.
What part of Chippewa is that?
From Russ to Marion.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
Number 11, resolution to authorize bids for municipal land rental.
A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for rental of municipal land along KitchenAid Way. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to advertise for bids for the rental of municipal land adjacent to KitchenAid Way.
Move to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for rental of municipal land along KitchenAid Way. A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for rental of municipal land along KitchenAid Way.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Dell, have you rented this out before?
Yes, sir. Every year.
Every 3 years?
Yep.
Same person every year, every 3-year period?
Has been the last 6 for sure. Before that, I'm not 100% if it was the same
Okay,
bidder or not.
good enough, thank you.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Willman.
Yes.
Moving on, number 12, a resolution authorize safety service director to enter into contract with Tank Industry Consultants.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with Tank Industry Consultants for professional services related to water tower construction. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with Tank Industry Consultants for the rendering of professional services in 2025 and 2026 for water tower construction.
Move to suspend the rules and read this, resolution by title and second, third time.
Motion by Mr. Willman to suspend the rules, give this resolution second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with Tank Industry Consultants for professional services related to water tower construction. A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with Tank Industry Consultants for professional services related to water tower construction.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Delk, we already signed a contract for the construction of same property.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now we're going to bring in consultants to help the contractors?
To help us make sure that contractors build it to the proper specs and concrete testing, soil testing, coating testing.
They're not, the builders are not obligated to provide that to us?
Nope.
What's the fees? We don't have any fees listed here for the contractor.
It's throughout the entire project for everything, it's about $260,000, and that is identified in the loan documents as well, that portion.
And that's inside of the number we approved
Yes, sir.
for the project, or is this above the
Above the bid, but within the
project?
loan.
So it's, the bid was like 7.8,
Yes.
so this takes the bid to the total package to over 8, a little over 8 million.
Correct.
That's, okay.
Any further discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris. Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
Number 13, an ordinance for water and sewer rate increase.
An ordinance amending certain rates and ordinances relating to water and sewer fees and utilities billing, including tap-in fees. This ordinance increases water and sewer rates for the city of Greenville by 5% effective March 1st, 2026, and the stormwater fee will increase to $3.10 per month. This will add approximately $1.54 to each monthly bill. Additionally, the sewer tap-in fee will be reduced from $1,350 to $600.
Move to suspend the rules, give this ordinance second, third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Willman.
Yes.
An ordinance amending certain rates and ordinances relating to water and sewer fees and utilities billing, including tap-in fees. An ordinance amending certain rates and ordinances relating to water and sewer fees and utilities billing, including tap-in fees.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Willman to adopt the ordinance. Discussion?
Mr. President, Mr. Delk, Curtis. In your report earlier, you talked about improvement expenditures and operating issues from 2026 forward. Is there anything in 2025 that needs to be taken into account above and beyond what's already budgeted?
Not currently, no.
So this money in 2026 starts against the 2026 needs.
The only thing that would probably carry over into next year, and it's already budgeted this year, would be the line slater that was budgeted in this year's budget, but due to the way that fell, I'll go.
The 600,000?
Yes.
So the 600,000, that's already budgeted?
Yes.
And the 250 for the lagoon clean out lines up with the 5%, 200,000 that,
That'll go in the next year, we did not have one this year, so that'll be.
I mean, but that, that pretty much eats up all of the 5% increase, more or less. Okay. Just trying to frame it. Thank you very much.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Wellman.
Yes.
And number 14, an ordinance amending section 252.15 of the codified.
An ordinance amending section 252.15 of the codified ordinances. This ordinance amends section 252.15 of the codified ordinances to allow employees on unpaid military leave to continue to accrue vacation and sick leave hours pursuant to the ORC.
Move to suspend the rules and give this ordinance second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a second, third reading by title only. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Wellman.
Yes.
An ordinance amending section 252.15 of the codified ordinances. An ordinance amending section 252.15 of the codified ordinances.
Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Motion by Mr. Norris to adopt the ordinance. Discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Wellman.
Yes.
Okay, that's all the ordinances and resolutions. Nothing under old business. Anything under new business? Let's move on. Our council representative outside committee for the Greenville Union Cemetery. Mr. Brown was on that. Are you on that as
I
well?
was on, yes, I'm on it. So we had a meeting a month ago, so, and I said something about that, but the biggest things that are going on is, I still can't get that word in my mind, is the freestanding crypts that are placed back behind the new Parks Cemetery, the flag.
Back by the
Like
flag.
what?
Mausoleum.
Not
The
mausoleum.
columbarium?
Yeah, columbarium, yeah, I just can't remember that word. We're building a shelter, so the service can be held, it's a three-sided, and then the open side will face the columbarium, and then also there'll be, that's along that, there'll be a new section, as you go from the access road, from the old to the new, there's, you come to the new, there's, if you turn left right there, and go back, the first left, if you go on back to that right, we're going to open that up to more plots. So we have somebody interested in it, and they've already purchased quite a few. So those are the two big things that are going on. Other than that, it's normal business.
All right, thank you. Communications. Let's call down to council.
Ely,
I'll pass this evening. Thank you.
Godwin.
Just want to thank Mr. Locker and department heads for coming up tonight, and I'll pass.
Norris.
Same thing, thanks, guys. Curtis, we appreciate it. Ms. Dieter, usual thank you, and I will pass.
Rogers.
Yeah, I think in the past, as far as the water and sewer rates, we've tried to keep them as low as possible without, that we didn't make it so hard on the consumers. However, sometimes we just, you need to bite the bullet and say, this is the way it has to be. And so, I'm sure there's going to be people unhappy about it, and in the future also. But we need to keep up with the times and the costs and et cetera. So glad everybody came up tonight, and hopefully everybody has a good weekend coming up. With that, I pass.
White.
Again, thanks everybody for being here. Curtis, thank you. This is probably one of the best pieces of data that's been presented here since I've been on council. It's factual data that we need to start dealing with as a council, because this is the reality of the future that we're looking at. There's things that we need to do. As Leon just said, maybe we've choked the horse as long as we could, and now we have to let loose. That's okay. But as we do things like this, we also have to open our eyes to discretionary spending and stop spending like a growing city on discretionary spending. and focus on the mandatory spending, the necessary spending. I think more of this is what we need to be dealing with as a council. And I hope that my fellow council members would agree with that. Thank you.
Woman?
Thanks for coming, Curtis, Dave, Chief, Jana, thanks for showing up, appreciate it. I agree with this water, we've worked on this water bills for every 3 years, maybe a little bit longer, but I know the whole time I was in mayor, we've met through around a couple different times, and always the recommendation is to raise it more than we have, but just settled pretty much. We need to make an effort to raise them, and I think if you just put it on the radio and put it on the newspaper once or twice, it'll spread like wildfire that there's going to be a rate increase that much. So it'll get out there, but I agree we need to get something done. That's it. Thanks.
President Schmidt?
Curtis, thank you for breaking that out and explaining that tonight, though. I agree, it's not what everyone wants to hear, obviously, but at least it makes sense, and you can see what the needs are. So, and thank you all for the discussion tonight, and with that, I will pass.
Listen to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adjourn. Discussion? Call the roll.
Neely? Yes. Godwin?
Yes.
Norris?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.